What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dad Planet. Brendan here. Good having you. If you're new and this is the first video you've ever watched of mine, welcome to the show. If you are old, always love having you. Yeah, first week in November already passed. Election over with, so the media says. I mean, where is the time going? What's old on eBay video? So we do 4 of these a month. This is the first one for the month of November. It covers a period of November 1st through November 7th. As you can see, 3,100 in sales is kind of ho-hum for me. I would rather be at, 4,000 a month, or excuse me, 4,000 a week. To get really excited about my sales. And, we're in the fourth quarter, and you've said it all before. When you're selling used items to the end user, you're just not going to see that big of an increase in sales in the fourth quarter. So while I'm happy with where I am, I really shouldn't complain because I have these goals set, but I'm not aggressively attacking them. And so, maybe that's a problem, maybe that's not. But yeah, it is what it is. 2,200 in net sales, up 76%, I believe, from the same period last year. Before we get into the hot 10 Bolo list for resellers, I want to read another viewer comment, and this one comes from Derek Appel. He says, Brendan, I'm truly inspired by your channel. I would love to hear your beginnings in starting reselling and what inspired you to make the flip from job to full-time eBay and your journey doing it. First of all, Derek, thank you so much for the kind compliment, man. And this is like one of the main reasons I created this channel, to inspire people, because the only thing that I think I'm like really good at is sort of analyzing data, analyzing keywords, and manipulating might be the wrong term to use, but using them to my advantage in my listings and when I'm sourcing on the spot. So I'll give you sort of an idea of kind of how that works with a few of these bolos in this video. But I appreciate your comment. Regarding me getting started, I will do a video on that soon enough. You're not the first person that has asked me to do a video like that. So that will be coming for sure, because everybody's got a story to tell. I have mine, and again, if it inspires more people, I would be happy to do that. So without further ado, let's get into the Hot 10 Bolo list, and we're going to start with one that those of you that have been following me should recognize. So I'm going to link 2 videos in the description of the video you are watching. The first video is the thrift run I did where I only had an hour left. It was late at night. I hadn't really done any sourcing throughout the day, and I was feeling guilty. So I went to a thrift store with an hour left. I found this item here and went back a day later actually and found the chairs. So I found those 2 pieces on separate days, 24 hours apart, but this bad boy sold for $149.99 full price, and it was shipped out to California. So you'll get to see the haul video if you watch that. I've also since done a shipping video on how to ship this particular item. So hopefully if you watch that video, you'll get less intimidated by purchasing big bulky items once you see how I sort of dismantled this and made the process a little bit easier for everybody to visualize. So those 2 videos are in there. $149.99. The buyer from California paid $69.66 in shipping. So they're $219.65 all in before tax. The structure alone cost me $5, and I think the chairs were $2.99 each, so $3, $6, so $11 I'm all in on this item. Funny story, short story, I have since found another one without the chairs at the same location, and this one cost me even less. It cost me $2.99. So it's missing the phone, and it doesn't have chairs, which would have been separate from this one anyway. But yeah, I have another one, so I'll be listing that pretty soon too. Anyway, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so this is a Sharp model XE-A102 cash register. This is definitely a Bolo. This one was in like mint condition. The tape, I don't believe, came with the unit, like is sold with the unit. I think that was just a separate extra accessory that I was able to add to the listing itself, but it had both sets of keys. It operated properly. I mean, it was just in excellent condition, and the truth was that it worked like it was brand new. But it is a Bolo for sure. I held out for $99, and I'll put the comps up on the screens. I don't remember where I priced it at. Generally speaking, I price my items higher. So it took maybe a little bit longer than I thought it would to sell, and maybe it's because it was priced higher, but the buyer did pay full price, in addition to $36.86 in shipping. So they're $136.85 all in before tax. I don't remember exactly what I paid, but I think this one was marked $14.99. So 15 bucks all in for a $100 electronic cash register. This is a business buyer most likely, again, so I'm going to price it higher because this is not really like, you know, somebody that's looking for a bargain basement discount on a thing that they're going to play with at home. Like, this is most likely a commercial buyer who's expensing this for their business. So, you know, in my brain, price it higher. That doesn't make sense to price it any, you know, in the middle or lower of the pack. So that one sold, and yeah, I was happy to see it go. So we'll move on to the next one. All right. So I sold one of these Kirby Avalier 2s. I can't remember when it was, maybe March, April, May, somewhere around there. For around the same price I sold this one for. I sold this one for $854.99. Buyer paid $54.98 in shipping. So they're $909.88 all in. I paid up for this as I did the first one I purchased. So I bought the first one, I think, for $300, and I bought this one for $300 as well. So the return, not, you know, monster returns like you're kind of used to seeing in these Bolo videos. But the first one, maybe 3 or 4 months after it had sold, the buyer tried to do a chargeback with their credit card company and then through PayPal. So I've had my heart in my throat regarding that transaction. Now, the good news is, I won the case. I was protected under PayPal's seller protection. I've since been moved over to manage payments on eBay, but that doesn't prevent people from using PayPal. They can still use PayPal as a way to purchase items on eBay, even if you've been moved over to the managed payment system. But yeah, they try, and so what I think won the case for me is, it was delivered to the home address that was probably marked on the credit card that was used. And not only that, it was the exact same name that the person purchased it for from me. It was delivery confirmation, so their signature was the same. And then you know, piecing it all together is probably what won me the case. Now, I will tell you, the strategy I used to fight the case is maybe not one I would suggest for you, in that I gave PayPal no information. So when they emailed me regarding the dispute and asked me for certain things, I didn't respond. Now, that's a very, very, very tight rope to walk on, but I knew that they had all of the information that they already needed. They had the eBay item number, they had seen everything that there was to see, and all of the information that was really necessary to close this case on my behalf, they had already. So in my brain, giving them less was giving them more. Luckily, I won without even contacting them, without giving them any additional information. So do I suggest you try to do that in the future if something like this happens to you? Case by case scenario, but it worked for me. So keep that in mind. Always fight the good fight. And yeah, that one closed out. This one, you know, I'll be holding my breath on it as well, but you know, a big sale there. So anyway, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, this is a pretty cool piece. It is the structure only. It's the Ghostbusters Firehouse from 1987. I'm going to show you some of the pictures of this item here. It's in really nice condition. Good looking stickers. Now, it's the structure only. It's missing all of the accessories, and it's missing the front red doors. When I was at the store and I saw the item and I started to do the research on it, I was building in my brain an avatar for this particular purchase, for this, what I'm trying to say is, I'm creating the picture perfect buyer for this unit. The person that's going to buy this firehouse with no accessories and no doors is likely to have already owned this complete, right? What they're likely looking for is a structure to replace theirs, because in my brain, it was either A, cracked, broken, a combination of both, or the stickers were peeling and in terrible condition, or any combination of any of those three issues, right? So when creating keywords or when speaking to the atypical buyer or avatar for this item, I put in my description, it's in very good condition with vibrant stickers, 1. There are no cracks, right? And again, reiterating the fact that there are no accessories. I'm speaking directly to the exact buyer that I think is going to buy this item. Now, it's sold in under 24 hours for $59.99. The buyer paid $23.79 in shipping, $83.78. They are all in before tax, and I only paid $2.99 for it. Does that mean that those were the exact reasons that this person made this purchase? That's kind of hard to prove, but I'm almost certain that somebody is just looking for a replacement structure here, okay? So I'm making that decision quickly in store before I even buy it, okay? Once I've looked at the comparable sales, that's the person I'm targeting when I'm thinking like, what keywords or what key phrases am I going to input in here that's going to speak directly to the exact buyer I'm looking for. So I think that's how that all worked out. I'm pretty sure that that's who made this purchase. I'm happy on only spending $3 and it's selling for under 24 hours. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of, you create an avatar, create an atypical buyer for every single item you buy and list, okay? Remember that. We'll move on to the next one. All right, Bun Mai Cafe. I'll put up on the screen the comparables for the Bun Mai Cafe model MCU because it's one of those real under the radar bolos that is easy for both the thrift store workers who want to snipe everything and put it on Shop Goodwill, and other novice resellers who look at it and don't think anything of it. It's a very unassuming coffee machine that sells for a high dollar amount. Well, these are the attachments that go to it. So these were in a box for, what did I put down? $3.99. So it cost me $4. But again, because I've sold 2 or 3 of these in the last calendar months, the structures, I knew exactly what these were before even doing the research. So I bundled them together. I had a few people saying, "Hey, can you just sell this one? Can you just sell that one?" Nope, it's not how I'm selling this one at the end of the day. Sorry, but not sorry. And it's sold for full price, $59.99 and $9.73 in shipping. So buyer is $69.72 all in. And another high dollar amount, low dollar spend Bolo right here. Keep your eye out for both the MCU model and these attachments. They will turn up in stores and it's likely to be on the shelves because of how unassuming it is. So good sale and a good Bolo that I hope you guys find. We'll move on to the next one. I just recently sold the plates, these Longaberger Pottery Woven Traditions plates for, I think it was $60 or $65. You have to look at my past videos. And I spent $7 on those, and I spent $7 on these. And these ones sold for full price, $70, $69.99, $10.20 in shipping. So they're $80.19 all in. And again, I only paid $7. The thing you got to be careful with here is using the term mint condition, okay? If it's in mint condition, you have to make absolutely certain that they are in fact in mint condition. Now, the likely buyer of an item like this, someone who's going to spend $70 on 4 bowls, is probably not going to nitpick. But if I was targeting the $20 buyer or the $15 buyer for these 4 sets of bowls, I would almost not use mint condition, because that's the type of buyer, unfortunately, and these are assumptions that I'm making. So that's the type of buyer that's going to complain that, oh, no, there was like one little scrape on the bed. No. Target a more affluent buyer for an item like this, okay? Somebody just spent $70 on 4 bowls, all right? Does that make sense? So hopefully that I am instilling that in your brain you could very easily sell these for $20 or $30. Don't. Sell them for $70, $80, $90, and $100. It's a different type of buyer that is not going to scrutinize every single detail of the item that you're trying to sell, okay? So keep that in mind. But yeah, and again, Longaberger Pottery, the Woven Traditions pattern that looks like the baskets, as you can see that on the picture here. Keep your eye out for them. Super Bolo. And I was happy to and I think the buyer that I sold these to left positive feedback, so I shipped them very, very well. So win-win right there. All right, next one. I just thought this thing was cool. I mean, beer taps are a Bolo. I don't have any specialized knowledge in beer taps. I just know to look them up when I see them, because there's a large market for them, both in utilization and just for collectors in general. So this is a Rogue Brewing Company. It was kind of cool. Dead Guy Ale Skeleton. I'm not a beer drinker, so I don't know anything about this beer. Maybe it tastes like candy. What do I know? But I got this at a garage sale. I paid $10, and it sold for I believe it was best offer of $40. So $40, $13.65 in shipping. So they're $53.65 all in. I bought this. I probably wouldn't have bought it, even though 40 on like 10 is an amazing return. But the reason I bought it is that this was at a garage sale where she gave me a bunch of free items that were like VCR related, because she didn't think that anyone used VCRs anymore. So, was I going to tell her that that wasn't the case? Definitely not. I'm going to take those items for free. Thank you very much. So I felt, obligated to buy some other stuff. This is one of those items that I felt obligated to buy and still made good money on it. So what can I tell you? Yeah, keep your eye out for Rogue Brewing Company Dead Guy Ale stuff. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Asics. So right now, Onitsuka is an Asics brand. I am almost picking up everything that is Onitsuka, Bolo or not, if it's in excellent condition. Just because my success rate with them is so high that it's almost a guaranteed sale for me. So should you do that as well? I mean, it depends on where you're at in your reselling venture and your comfort level. Not necessarily your spend level, but your comfort level with like kind of analyzing data and becoming more and more familiar with your like the spread of your items. I sell a lot of shoes, so I know that market very, very well. And this one, I mean, they sell so easily for me. So anyway, Tiger Rotation 77 sold for $50 and $10.90 in shipping. So $60.98 all in before taxes. And this is $4.29 for me. It's a no-brainer for me. I mean, these were they were in good condition. I have very good condition. The soles look like they have a little bit of wear at the heels, but yeah, I mean, should you buy them sight unseen? It's kind of hard for me to give you that advice, but I'm buying all of them sight unseen right now if they're in very good to better condition, because they're selling like hotcakes. So anyway, that one's that. We'll move on to the next one, another beer related item. Physics. For those of you that watch Shark Tank, this was one of the Shark Tank winners. So it is a portable craft beer dispenser, and it was marked $6.99. Very lightweight, compact, cool, and it worked. And I got $44.99 for this bad boy. Buyer paid $10.12 in shipping, $55.11 in total before tax. And I think the buyer left me positive feedback on this one. So a very cool item that is like, everyone seems to know because it was on that show. So maybe some of you guys saw that, and if you haven't, now you've got a new Bolo on your hands, because they sell extremely well. This one took me, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks or so to sell, but I'm happy with that return on $7. And ladies and gentlemen, we are on to the last one, which I found in a thrift store that prices even higher than the highest priced Goodwill that I go to. Their prices are pathetic. But this was only marked $13. It is a Calrad 500-C pill microphone, vintage, and it sold for full price. Now, it did not come with a stand. I was able to test it, and it did work. However, I underpriced it. If you find this similar, or let's leave the stand out of it. If you find this, price it at around $129, $139. If you find it with a stand, price it between $150 and $200. These just don't come around that often. Very high quality, still works to this day. This wasn't even in like a mint condition type of condition. It had some issues, a few little bends in the microphone, which again, you don't necessarily have to disclose it. People that use these are gonna understand that. Okay, so works well. I have pre-owned, but works excellent. All original parts. Some people will create custom stands for these, so I disclose that as well. But hey, $100 on 13, sold it. See you later, and that's it. That's all I got for you. I appreciate you watching. Hey, if you're not subscribed, we got to get to 1,000. I have an Xbox system that is like burning a hole in my proverbial pocket here, and I'm going to give that to you if you are subscribed. So I'm going to pick a random subscriber at 1,000, but I'm not even halfway there. So let's go. Smash that button. Give me a like if you continue to enjoy the content that you are seeing, and leave me a comment. I'll probably shout you out. And I'm still at the point where I can respond to pretty much all of the comments. So holler at me. Let me know how you're doing. I'm out of here. It is 1 p.m. on Sunday. I'm going to go, I don't know, we'll play Peppa Pig or something with the kids. And I'm out. See you later. Thanks for watching.